Hey, sound like a man.
Walaikum salam, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, bro. How you doing?
I am doing good, alhamdulillah. Very early.
Oh, you have to tell me, man. But yeah, I mean, just another interesting episode planned. Obviously, nobody else is volunteering here, so we're just gonna go with our usual guest. Can you please, sir, turn on your camera? Hey, sound like a man.
Assalamualaikum. Walaikum salam. How's it going?
Walaikum salam. Good.
Oh, it goes, man. I mean, we try, and I don't know, Zishan, have you had any luck with anybody else? Because I know Omer's always like,
Well,
yeah, yeah, I'll be on, right?
do we have any Raptors fans just hanging around by chance?
Yeah, anybody want to jump on?
I guess not. Oh.
Oh no, oh no, oh
Oh
no.
wow.
Oh snap.
Oh, whoa.
Yo, okay, whoa, whoa. This is
Whoa.
this
Um,
is lit, yo. Were you guys just
Oh man,
hanging out here or
yeah,
I guess
yeah.
that was our cue.
I have nothing else to do on Sunday morning at like 8 a.m. It's not
or I
like
mean,
like
I'm pretty
kids
sure
running
you were
around
cooking
being
breakfast or
crazy.
something, bro. Can you
Yes,
make us
yes.
something too, please? While you're in the kitchen?
Oh man.
I think that's a call for another time.
Uh,
Cooking
Yeah.
session.
Yeah, so Zishan, can you
All
get
is
us
life,
started?
guys. All is life.
Ball is life.
That's true.
For you guys at least.
Um, all right, so we have a special session today, which is going to be about basketball and the Toronto Raptors for in preparation for the upcoming 2022 season, I guess. All right. So, as a quick introduction, and Dawood, please join me in this.
Yeah, yeah, for
We
sure,
are
man.
going to just give a quick summary on the Raptors. So, the Raptors finished the last season with a 27-45 record, and just for Dawood, that means that they won 27 games and they lost 45,
Wow. I
which
actually did
was
not know
for the
that. Thank you.
no, that's not, of course, which was good for the 12th spot in the East and much lower all over. There's two conferences, the East and the West.
I know that part.
Okay, cool. Some of the outgoing players are Kyle Lowry, Aaron Bynes, DeAndre
Thank God.
Bembry, Jalen Harris, Rodney Hood, Stanley Johnson, Paul Watson. Some of these guys I didn't even know played for us. But Dawo, you want to continue?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna butcher these names too, but we got incoming players Scotty Barnes, Goran Dragic, Precious. Is that really a name? Precious Achiuwa, Delano Banton, Isaac Bonga. Isaac Bonga. I'm sorry. How do you guys stay serious watching these games, man? Sam Decker, David Johnson, Reggie Perry. Yo, Reggie's probably a Doobie brother. Justin Champagny, Ishmael Wainwright, CV. I don't even know. Is this Mikhailuk or something?
I look,
Svi
yeah, you got
Mikhailuk.
it.
Wow.
Really good job there, Dawood. That was a good one.
Can you do the remaining current Raptors,
Sure.
Zishan, for us?
So we have some remaining players. Pascal Siakam, who we're all hoping to see, hopefully a turnaround. Uh, FVV, that means
Mm.
Fred Van Fleet. He is, one of the,
Drake's
how to say,
brother.
it, players' favorites. I mean,
Stunt double.
not player, fan favorites. Um, OG Ananobi, Cam Birch, Chris Boucher, Malachi, Freddie Gillespie, Gary Trent, and Yuta Watanabe. All right. So
Watanabe.
that's just a
Wow.
quick.
Lychee?
Is that guy Korean or
We're
something?
already talking biryani here. Lychee? Is that what I heard?
Malachi.
This is already
That's
worth
the
waking
that's
up
the
at 8
that's
a.m.
the
for.
Malay ilachi.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, Dawood, while you're waiting here, Dawood, why don't you Google Precious Achua's sibling names?
Oh God,
Actually,
I'm
yeah,
so
let's read
curious.
that off,
Oh
please.
jeez. Yes.
It's a
Yeah, Dawood, can
hilarious
you let us
list.
know?
Yeah.
Did I get his last name correct? Wow, I'm surprised, man.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
Oh
Nice.
my God, God's gift, God's will, grace, promise, peace. Are you joking? Is this real?
This is real.
Yes,
So,
sir.
okay, it's gonna sound really horrible. So, at one of my workplaces, there's a guy, and we were
Don't
onboarding
say it.
him, and I'm serious, trust me, it's his. He was from the south, and
What if this is released
okay,
and found?
what? Oh,
What if?
no, no, he was okay. He knows it. Anyway,
Okay,
his
all right.
name was Sanderson Samaratna something, and then it says JG. Okay, So we look at his name, and I'm like, okay, we can't find him in the system. And we start looking, we ask him for his legal name, and his name is Sunderson Subram, whatever, Jesus Gift. Okay, that's his legal name. Okay,
That's so
don't laugh.
weird.
I'm not. I know. I was like, this has got to be a fake thing. So we tried to look, okay, this is fake, whatever. Turns out it's a contractor from Deloitte or whatever. He comes in, and I ask him, like, yo, can I ask you? He's like, is this about my name? I said, yes, can you please help me understand? Because this is throwing off all sorts of things in our system, right? He's like, well, see, my parents, it was a long time since before I was born, and when I was born, they were very happy. So, as part of, I guess, celebration, I'm like, but they added that to your legal name, like just saying Jesus gift, like you're, gift from Jesus because he's, Christian. It makes sense, like, it's something that you do internally within your family. But they're like, yeah, no, that's my legal name, and he showed me his ID, and it was like so long. So then he just on LinkedIn everywhere else is just Sunderson SJG, like that. That's it. That's his name. But
Wow.
but inside companies, he's forced to write Jesus gift, and I cannot believe this is a thing. God's gift. Can you imagine? Oh my God.
I
Sorry.
have a coworker similar story though. I sent the name to Omer. It's like Chosen Glory is his name.
Are
Wow.
you
Wow.
kidding?
Oh
Ah,
man. What's the interesting fact about you? My name is Golden Glory.
Yeah, do I call you chosen? Do I call you
The chosen
glory
one.
or the chosen? Yeah, the chosen one.
You should.
oh my
You should be
gosh.
like, you should let us decide that, okay? You can't just put that.
Yeah, exactly. That's something
Oh
that's a
my
title that's
goodness,
given to you.
man.
All
Yeah,
right.
so
So,
big
everyone
questions,
ready?
man. Yeah, big questions. We have a lot of questions for you guys, by the way. So I don't know what half of these mean, but I'm gonna pretend. So and I'll ask the easy one. Do you think Raptors will make the playoffs? And obviously, this conversation can go anywhere, guys. So feel free. It's
Yeah.
open forum.
Whoever wants to start, not all at once, please.
RF has a lot to say.
Okay, let's start with Saad. Go ahead. Saad, go ahead.
Are you still laughing at Jesus gift or something, man?
Oh, yes, absolutely. There's no doubt that they will make the playoffs. It's not even a question. End of story.
Period.
And this was our, note to all those who are delusional. Please get some help. What? Did I say that out loud? I'm kidding, Sa.
Make
Can
sure
you
we
can
save
you
a
back
copy of
that up
this
with
recording.
something, bro?
Yeah,
Can you
absolutely.
back? Please.
I can back that up. Listen, this is going to be one of the best defensive teams. I think everyone's agreeing with that. We've established an identity here with the type of player we're looking at having in this roster, and they're all athletic, they're all lanky, and they've got some raw skills that have yet to be realized in some cases, right? So I think they're clear on what their identity is, which is a good starting point. Um, like I said, a lot of folks, even the ones that think that they're not going to make the playoffs, do agree that this is one of the better defensive teams. Okay, I think they're going to be a top five, and I expect them to be top three defensive team. All right, and when you couple that with some steady scoring, we don't have the elite player, the go-to guy, but we're talking about regular season here, about making the playoffs. I think how far they get in the playoffs is going to be a different story. We've seen that in the past with the DeRozan and Lowry-led teams where we finished 1 and 2. Even without Kawhi, we finished, I think, second with him playing a lot of or not playing a lot of games. So I think if you look down the list of the players they have, the in terms of just offense, the points per game they put up last year, and kind of projecting without even having to, expect everyone to get better. I mean, with the expectation that some guys are going to get a little worse, they're going to provide a little less offense for various reasons, you're still looking at a team that can put up easily over 100 points per game, I think, and even perhaps more than 110. Right. I mean, teams don't always do that on a nightly basis, but like I did some number crunching, and maybe later on I can get your feedback on whether you think the projected points per game of each of these players that I put down is realistic or not. But just based on that, I think there's a realistic chance that if you add up everyone's points per games, they might be around the 120, 125. So I think couple that with the fact that um, this team also is more resistant to injuries, I think. Some of the better teams like Brooklyn, for example, an injury to one of their top three puts them down the
Right.
standings quite a bit, I think. So anyways, those are my initial thoughts on why I think the Raptors can make it.
So the powers that
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I obviously think they're not going to make it, which is why I was asking the question was being asked. For me, it's not like again, like when I was looking at this question, like I can't. Omer, Muzammil, and Saad probably have a lot more knowledge about the Raptors players and their skills and how much they've developed and so forth and where they're going to be. But the way I look at it is like, well, who are they competing against, right? And I think when I was looking at it, there's like, I think there's like 6 teams that are pretty much going to hit the playoffs, and then there's a seventh team that's like 90% there. And so, in my view, Raptors are fighting for an eighth spot, and I literally mean like the eighth spot in the playoff run because that's where they rank in that like list. And then, but they're not the only ones. There's a few other teams that have improved over the summer as well that are also going to be fighting for that eighth spot as well. So I think when I look at it, the Raptors are fighting the Bulls and the Hornets. I think that for
Who
the
do,
eighth spot,
who do we have guaranteed? Probably Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, Nets,
And then
Sixers,
Hmm.
um,
Boston.
Boston,
Miami.
Atlanta, Miami. So those 6 are pretty much like I
Oh
would say
wow.
guaranteed. And then Knicks were also big last year, so they're gonna get the 7th spot in my view. So you're
Wow.
fighting for the 8th spot with Chicago, who added DeRozan this summer. They also have Vucevic, is it? That's the guy, right? So they're gonna
Yeah.
have a decent team. Hornets added some players this summer too. They're gonna have a decent team. So the Raptors are literally fighting for an 8th spot in the playoffs. And like, yeah, we might have good defense or whatever it is. And yeah, defense is important when you want to win or whatever, but we need scorers. And unfortunately, like none of our current players are proven like consistent scorers. Like even Siakam, like he wasn't consistent last year. Like he might be consistent this year and that might be there, but in my view, like we don't have consistent scoring. So like to Saad's point, like we might get some good games, but we're not gonna get consistent games to be competitive enough to get into that 8th spot. So my just based on the teams that are in the East, I don't think we're in a position to fight for the 8th spot.
So this is where my opinion is a little bit different because you got to keep in mind there's a play-in tournament still happening.
That's true.
So the
Yeah.
Raptors are going to finish top 10 in my opinion, which
I
gives them
agree
the
with that.
play-in between 7 and 10. And that's just
Yeah.
it's 2 game, right? Play-in is
Yeah.
it's a 2 game
If
series.
you're
It's
yeah if you're
2
ten, if
for,
you're
yeah.
sorry go
Right?
ahead go to Mike.
So I
No,
think in that case they have a chance. If it's the Knicks, Bulls, and Charlotte, I think they have the opportunity, at least a good chance of capturing that, right? So
So that's a fair point, Muzammil. Yeah, I do agree with that. Like that does give them an opportunity to get in for sure because I don't think they're going to finish in the top 8, but 9th or 10th they could finish that for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Because that 12th finish last year was at the end. Let's just drop everything and you
Right.
know
It worked out.
let it go, right? Because we could have finished 9th or 10th, but that wasn't the goal, right? So they're like, okay, let's just let this season go and then we'll kind of go from there. So I'm of the opinion, maybe not playoff, but definitely play-in tournament will definitely be happening. And Dawood will explain the play-in tournament here.
Yeah,
I was
Daud,
just
what's
gonna
your
yeah.
interpretation of it?
So, we have these extreme tournaments where, people are like really fighting for it. Then we have these plain ones where there's like not really a lot of high stakes and we just play whatever. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. We all win at the end of the day, right? I think that's
Yeah.
what
Well,
that is.
you bring up a good point. They are playing for stakes. Because yeah, but
Well,
basically
apparently
what
the
it is,
eighth
Daud, is
spot, I know this part. So it's eight teams on both conferences and total 16, right? And I think I
They
understand
changed
this
it
much.
on you, man. They
Huh?
changed it on you, man. I'm sorry. They changed it. No, they changed it. It used to be
Oh,
that. Now
so now it's
now it's
mixed. Now it
six
could
and
be.
no, now it's 6 and 6, and then the bottom 4 on each side play for the 7th and 8th spot.
Oh, so the bottom four can be a mix. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
yeah,
not
Wow.
bottom 4, but 8,
Sorry, I mean like
7
the
to
7th
10.
7th
Yeah.
to 10. Yeah,
For
7th
the
to
for
10.
the
Sorry.
for the bottom four spots,
yeah,
Yeah.
the other teams have
Sorry.
to basically fight, and that's the extreme plane, guys. Because the
yeah,
first
like
six,
Hunger
that's the
Games.
plane. That's the plane. That one you don't want to watch.
Yeah, it's not playing tournament. It's play in tournament. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
playing.
Sorry, I heard plane.
Play in.
Listen, I'm already mentally checked out. I'm just kidding.
Omer, what do you
Um,
think? What's your analysis on them?
Right. I think we'll make the playoffs. I think we'll make it 6 or 7 or something. Um, everything Saad mentioned, but also we're playing in Toronto this year. That is a big deal for the players and the coaches and everything. How much does that factor in? I don't know, but it definitely makes a difference for them, for sure, to play in Toronto. Like Saad mentioned, I think our defense, I wouldn't be surprised if the top defensive team in the league. We do have the players for it. We have the coaching staff for it. I think we were close in our championship year. We were like second or something. We're definitely top 5 in that year. So honestly, our defense is going to be up there. Scoring, we do have some scorers. We may not have like a 30-point per game score, but we do have scores. I think Siakam, by the way, Siakam did score 21 or 22 last year as well.
Okay.
Even though we didn't realize, so he did score 21 or something. Van Vliet was, I think, at 19 or 20.
21.4,
OG,
19.6.
right. So
Yeah.
yeah, so OG I think should be up there as well, close to 18, 19, 20. We'll see. I think Nurse is pretty creative to come up with like different offenses. So we'll see how it goes offensively, but like I mean, we have a great system. We have a great system. We have a good coaching staff, and we're back in Toronto. Those are, I think, all 3 good factors. A team like New York, I could see them falling off. I don't know. Celtics could fall off as well, maybe. They were like 7th, I think, last year. Who knows? And they have a coaching change this year, so I don't know how they're gonna do, but we'll see.
Okay. Nice. So do you guys think that in the next few years the Raptors will be a championship team again? I mean, what do they need to do to get there?
Another superstar, at least one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Without a superstar, I don't think a team has won in a long time. Well, I think the last team to win without a superstar was that what the early 2000s Pistons, without a clear defined
Yes.
superstar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you could argue Dallas Mavericks had an aging superstar, but they still had
it was still a superstar, right?
they still had Dirk
Nowitzki,
there.
yeah.
Like, so
Yeah,
yeah, like Dallas still had Dirk in there, but yeah, but before that, yeah, you're right. Mostly the early 2000s is pretty much it.
right. And you know, it's just a matter of how do we get a superstar? Do we already have one on our team that's going to evolve into a superstar? You know who that is? Maybe it's Scotty, but other than that, I don't see any other candidates on the team to be a superstar. Um,
Right.
right? As much as you know, Siakam is the guy as he calls himself now. So I don't know if he's going to be the superstar.
Hold
And
on, he's not Spicy T anymore. Is that what you're telling me? He's not.
no, he's still Spicy P. But the whole thing about how he didn't feel like being the guy, even though he had the contract to be the guy.
Yeah. I'm afraid of Scotty. I mean, I would, as much as I would love him to become that, just Raptors. Toronto has this where you just become so good, and then some other team takes you. They don't stay. And I know Masai said, what was it, a year or two ago, like, no, that's going to change. That stigma has changed. But deep down, I don't feel like it has. I still feel like people don't want to play for Toronto.
Can I
Yeah,
ask why?
I think
If you're following Scotty on Instagram, he's loving the city. I don't know if that'll change in the future, or maybe he still wants to play for another team later on, but hopefully it does
I
change.
think I think that's one of the main reasons why they picked Scotty over Jalen, because they see Scotty as a guy that's going to really endear himself to the city and call it
Yeah,
home, kind of like DeRozan did in the past or Lowry has done in the past.
I can
You
see
can
that
see it
for
in his
sure.
you can see it in his character already that this guy
Yeah,
has that chance of signing that next contract with the Raptors too. So you can only hope. But Z, your point is well taken, and this is a place where guys play out their formative years and then jump ship, right? But I think we've got the management team and the culture now in place to start to flip the script. Really, like if you look at the management teams of the past to now, it's really night and day. So now you see the Raptors are
yeah,
considered as one of the better franchises or the
yeah.
organizations in the league. So hopefully that switches.
So the
I want to be
20,
optimistic like you guys, but like I don't know that I can be because I don't. To me, it's not about the organization. Right? To me, it's about the fact that like everyone looks at it as like Canada, right? And everyone's like, well, I don't want to be in Canada. I want to be in the U.S., right? And I feel like, and again, like I would love to see Scotty become a superstar and Scott and resign and take the Raptors to the championship or whatever. But I feel like I mean, again, maybe this is just too pessimistic, but I feel like we're gonna have to luck into a situation where we like we did with Kawhi basically, where we have to
Yeah.
like continue developing our players and have a core ready so that a star player can basically step in and you have a star player for a year, maybe 2 years, and then those 2 years you go all in and you try to win something. Because I again like and I mean I've never lived in the States, but I can understand why these people want to live in the States for family purposes, life purposes, whatever it might be. And I don't think that's changing at all. Like Canada, there's nothing Canada can do. Be like, oh, well, here's what we have for you guys, you American players. So I don't think that we're gonna get that superstar attraction, despite the well organized organization. Like and again, like it is organized. Like Masai is on top of stuff, and we've got the right people in the right places. But I just don't think that that's enough to really still attract the really good talent that you want here.
So
That that
I have a question. So I know I don't know enough about all this, but I'm just hearing what you guys are saying. So what I might guess my question is, what worked right? I think it was 2019 when they won. So what went right? Is it just
There.
the Kawhi Leonard guy? Is that it? Is that what you meant by superstar? Again, I'm a Eli 5 here, right? So
see, the way we got Kawhi was what we need to do now basically develop our players. We traded DeMar DeRozan for him. We
mhm.
drafted DeMar ninth. We developed him, and we had him for a few years. We made the playoffs a few years, and our team was ready to make that jump. Our team was developing for years and years and years at that point, 4 or 5 years, and we had enough players on the bench to, get slotted in if they needed to. And we were able to trade DeMar, which was not an easy trade, but we did it. And we lost one of our young players as well. And we still had enough good talent left after making the trade, right? And also, I think we got lucky. If in a normal situation, we would have had to trade a lot more players for Kawhi, because everybody knew he was not going to stay. Everybody knew he was just for 1 year, and not a lot of teams would have made that gamble, but we did. Um, so we're probably gonna have to do something like that. But keep in mind, I would want to say like Scotty, I think he will probably resign. DeMar resigned with us, Chris Bosh resigned with us, Vince Carter resigned with us, Kyle Lowry resigned with us. So it's not like it never happened before. It's always happened. Like we've had superstars resign with us. And like DeMar was from LA. He had interest in LA. He could have easily gone to LA and played for the Lakers or the Clippers. But he resigned with us. And it's not like we had a championship team at that point. But he loved the city. We drafted him, so he really loved the city. He embraced the city. Scotty is already embracing the city big time. I can't imagine what would happen in 4 or 5 years.
You got to keep in mind the other thing that happened that year was the East was pretty weak. Your only real challenge would have been Milwaukee, right? So there was no LeBron that year in the East. Whereas going forward, East is starting to look top heavy again, right? Uh, you've
Mhm.
got you've got Brooklyn. First of all, that's going to be the same as if you're in the West and you got to go up against Golden State, right? And then you have Milwaukee still there. Who knows what happens with Ben Simmons, but 76ers again seem to be close to the top. And then I still think Boston can surprise, right?
Yeah.
Um, a lot of the problems could be resolved just by getting rid of Kemba. So 2019, we had a relatively easier path where the eighth place team, for example, was Orlando. This time, if we're talking about a team that has a lot of talent like Toronto finishing eighth, it's already top 1 to 8 seems like a pretty heavy conference already, right? So yeah, Kawhi did help us take that next leap, but at the same time, the path to that was a lot easier. That specific
So
year, like it was a very, I think, very calculated, by Masai and them. Because if you had LeBron, I don't think Kawhi would have been able to take us over LeBron, right? Over that Cleveland team. I think that could have been a very, very tough thing to do.
Right.
I don't know. I think they could have done it.
Well, it depends, right? I mean, I think Kyrie was gone by then anyway, right? So it was LeBron, and if Raptors would have made a move, 90% sure LeBron would have forced a move elsewhere to make sure that he gets another star, right? At that
For
point,
sure.
what do you do?
That's true. Yeah. He would have got another superstar. You're right.
Right? So it's all like, okay, it like I guess just at the end of it, 2019 window was just so perfect that it worked out,
Yeah.
right? As great as our team was, you got to recognize the external factors as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
So Muzema, keep in mind you're thinking about this year. When Scotty is ready, it's gonna be maybe 3-4
Yeah.
years. By then, the East could change. I know,
Yeah, it
like
could.
Giannis is probably gonna be there, but Nets could be done. As in, like the players
Mhm.
might have moved on by then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I agree with you
that's the
100%.
thing. Yeah.
But teams like that will already start attracting talent now, right? Brooklyn is going to attract that talent now. That okay, let's say maybe it's like the tail end of let's say Harden's career. I think is the oldest out of those three, right? Or maybe even KD. So they're going to start attracting that talent now. Philly is going to start attracting that talent now. But in 3 to 4 years, you're going to have Tatum and Jalen Brown at their peak as well, right? So we're kind of still behind, I think, for a while. And that's why just Scotty is not going to help. It's going to be Scotty if he develops into what we're envisioning, plus a superstar. I think is what we need still at the end of the day.
Yeah. And hopefully, maybe OG gets a little bit better. Siakam hopefully can step it up to the next level. Freddie, like we have some good foundation guys who hopefully have not reached their peak yet, and
In 4 years.
and will make and even if we trade them, maybe they bring in some good trade value later on.
Yeah, agreed.
And keep in mind, guys like Siakam and Van Vliet are already champions. Siakam was the number 2 scoring option on that championship team at a young age. So he's been there. When you talk about, um, when Philly talks about Simmons not being a championship caliber PG, well, we've got that in Fred Van Vliet. He was one of the most important players on that championship team in the
He
PG
was.
role. We've got that in Siakam. So we often look at the other side and think the grass is greener, but we've got some of those players with that pedigree. We've got the coaching staff with the pedigree, championship
Yeah.
coaching staff. We've got an championship elite level GM. So we've got a lot of great things going on for us. I can see, like, I think we are on the track of being a legitimate championship contender in 3, 4, 5 years. And, it's all about, I mentioned before, they've developed that identity. They've established that. I think they're doing that very well. If they stick to their guns, accumulate, draft capital and trade assets here and there over the next 3, 4 years, then you pounce for that opportunity. You got to be a little patient here because
Yeah.
there's 30 whatever teams in the league. You're not going to win every year or even every 5 years, perhaps, based on those numbers. But I think they're on the right track. They're developing the right atmosphere. There's going to be that next opportunity like Kawhi to jump on a player or who knows, it might come in house, right? So I think they're on the right track. Um, yeah, I think it's important just to be patient. They've got to be patient. They can't mortgage the future on, uh, you know,
Yeah.
on something that's not likely going to work. But yeah, it's exciting. I think I'm really excited about what this team and what this management is doing. I think they're on the right track.
Yeah. And you bring up a very good point. Like, hey, there's 30 plus teams. You don't have to make the playoff. You don't have to win every 5 years. And when Kawhi left after 2019, we didn't become a terrible garbage team either.
Yep.
We still had we didn't go down to like below, whatever it was, but still have a good players, and yeah, it's good. There's hope.
I mean, even last year we were having a good season until that like COVID thing that happened where like all
COVID,
our players
yes.
gone for like 2 or 3 weeks or whatever it was, and that's when we really tanked. Like before that, we were
Yeah.
still in the
We're
playoff
fourth.
picture. We were gonna be no, we were in the picture. So we were definitely in the picture, and then that happened, and our players lost routine, lost game time. You know, obviously didn't have their full fitness level and whatnot. So, like we were, again, like you know, like I say, like we can be a good team. Are we gonna be the championship team? Like that, to your point, yes, that requires patience and development and all the other things you're talking about, right? So, yeah.
I think the Raptors' winning percentage over the last 4 years or 5 years is above 70% for each year except last, which was 30. Like you can see this that last year being an outlier. And if you kind of take into consideration all those factors like playing in Tampa, which Omer, you're absolutely right, it makes a big difference. COVID, Siakam lost 20 pounds, whatever it was. Like these are might seem like, oh, you're making excuses, and other teams had those excuses as well, but they're kind of legitimate excuses at the same time. Like it might not be spelling the next 2, 3 years of more 300, 400 basketball. Like that might have been an outlier. So
Cool. Daoud, you want to kick us off? Next one?
Yeah. Well, these are more like hypothetical. We're kind of getting into the, the future. So like more on the basketball side, like, say I take the Raptors piece out of here. So who do you really think will win the championship? Come on, don't I mean, and I think Saad is not allowed to answer this one. So look, you had already went on mute.
Oh man. Yeah, like I think if the Nets are healthy, they're gonna win the championship. If they're healthy, and if they're not healthy, then I think there's a bigger number of teams that comes in that second spot that can all fight for the championship. But I think if they're healthy, they're in my opinion. And again, I know like, there was a whole like discussion when beginning of the summer when Lakers signed Westbrook and they think they can compete with the Nets. I don't think they can. I think the Nets take it if they're healthy with their three guys, and they've got Blake Griffin. There's talks about LaMarcus Aldridge coming back too, and I presume he'll probably come back to the Nets too. So yeah, they take it if they're healthy. If they're not healthy, then yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Does
I
Golden
think
State have a chance?
Lakers,
Lakers? I
not
think
Golden
Lakers
State.
too.
I think Lakers take it because apart from those three, the Nets fall off pretty hard, right? Blake
Yeah.
Griffin is like a shell of his past self, right? LaMarcus Aldridge has not played a game in, whatever time. Who else do they have after those two, right? Whereas Lakers, you've got four people that they could lead a team wherever they go, plus a bunch of really key role players, right? Like you still have Rondo on there. Like that's the type of guy that you would want, if you're trying to build
In
a
the
championship
playoffs.
team. As much as we hate him, but you want somebody like that with all that experience, and then a bunch of good role players that can carry their weight, right? So even if it's just one of the top four and a few role players, they can make a difference. Whereas with Nets, I don't think they can do that because we got a lot of games with the three of them in there, and they were good. They weren't like fantastic, like they weren't unbeatable because the surroundings is still pretty weak, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I have Lakers in front of Brooklyn, and then I don't know. You said there's quite a few teams competing for number two. I don't know who else apart from those two competes
Well,
for number two.
well, I would
Milwaukee?
say like
Milwaukee won it last year.
Milwaukee for sure. Golden State's gonna
They
be competing again. Like they're gonna
I
get
don't
Klay
know,
Thompson back. No, they're gonna get Klay Thompson back. They're gonna have
but that's
Klay
just
Curry and
who do they
Draymond
have?
Green back.
Okay.
They have their original core. They have Andrew Wiggins. They're gonna be competing again, in my opinion. Like they might not be number two, but they'll be in the playoff picture. You're gonna have
Denver?
Denver competing still. Not Portland.
Phoenix?
Um, LA Clippers are still in the picture. Like
Hmm.
they've got their two guys still. Like there's a good number of teams that are competing there for playoff spots in the East. I mean, again, like it remains to be seen what happens in Philly, but like I mean, Joel Embiid is he still killed it last year. So if he continues killing it, they still have a decent team there too, right? So
But
there's
I
a
don't
good
see
number of
any of
teams.
those competing for number two, right? Because okay, so Clippers, for example, Kawhi is not going to start the season at all, right? Because he,
Is
he
that
has
right?
that ACL tear. Yeah,
I
Oh, I
He's
doubt
didn't
he
injured?
he's
know
not
plays
that.
this
starting.
year.
He might miss the whole season, right?
Wow.
Um, Clay,
Unlucky,
Wow.
bro.
Clay, for example, has no game time or great game experience for 2 years. right? And then you've added on mileage on Steph Curry, riding for those 2 years, and then again, role players are gone, right? With even, let's say, before the Durant era with Golden State, they had a bunch of good role players, right? A lot of those guys are gone. You have, I think, just Iguodala apart from the top three, right? That's still from there. So I think it'll be interesting, like, how they could, compete there. Philly, yeah, Ben Simmons, whatever, can't shoot, scared of the ball or whatever. But I don't think they compete for number two, right? So I think the top two are there. The only two teams that I think of are Denver, if Jamal Murray comes back, right, and Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
I don't even
I guess no.
put Milwaukee. I don't even put
Yeah, no.
Milwaukee up there.
I guess my point was more like, aside from the Lakers and Nets, which you would have a discussion of like, hey, like they're gonna win if they're gonna be in the picture. I think aside from those two, it's sort of like you can pick any one of those teams, and they might. Because even Milwaukee, you wouldn't have necessarily picked them to win last year, but they came out at top because Lakers and Nets were in the picture, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it's more like, if the Lakers and Nets are not in the picture, then it could be, in my view, it could be any of these teams that we've just talked about, if the
Yeah.
circumstances just end up being in the right place. So it could be Milwaukee, it could be Clippers, it could be Phoenix. Like any of them could be in that championship place, just depending on circumstances.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Like, and again, like to your point, I agree. Like, yeah, Clay is older too. Like, I think he's 31 now, 30, whatever it is, kind of thing. So I don't know. It remains to be seen, but yeah, I don't know. They can still shoot, man.
Mm-hmm.
Todd, what are your thoughts? Who is gonna be
Yeah.
the champion, Todd?
You can talk, man. You're allowed. I was
Yourself.
just joking.
Hey, it's
Andre
no fun picking the
Berniani?
usual. It's no, yeah. It's no fun you picking the usual suspects. So, and I agree with you guys in all seriousness, but why not pick a dark horse that I think could be that Cinderella team? And I honestly think it's the Raptors. Listen, they've
Shocking.
got
I'm
everything.
shocked.
Look,
On
I think they're going
paper.
to be, as constructed, I think they're going to be a very good regular season team. I think they're going to be top four. Okay, now let's say that they are. If you add a bona fide star to this roster, do you think they can make some noise? Like the West is going to beat themselves up. Okay, one team's going to get out of there. They're going to beat each other up. Do you think if they are top four by the trade deadline and they have an opportunity to get someone, and by the way, we've got a guy at the head of the ship in Masai that knows the right pieces to add. If he were to add some pieces at that point, I'm not saying this roster is going to win the championship, but if they're good enough to keep us top four by the trade deadline, and there's an opportunity to get a bona fide scorer, I can see this team being a Cinderella team. Again, based on the fact that they hopefully will have one of the best defenses in the league because that's what wins championship. We all know that. So I think they've
So there's
got the
two things you're
ingredients.
banking on, though.
Yes.
You're banking on one, their top defensive team, and two, their top four by the trade deadline. Oh, sorry, and then the third thing is they get a good trade to get a superstar player. So if those three
It's gonna
things
be
happen, then we have, yeah.
it'll be a heck of a Cinderella run.
When is the deadline? I'm assuming that's next year. I mean, for
Usually
those
early
who don't know,
2023.
I know obviously.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like with a quarter of the season left, right? Something like that.
it's
Yeah,
yeah,
like March or something.
Yeah.
mid February, I think, or
Oh,
something like
Feb.
that, isn't it? I thought it
No,
was
Yeah.
mid
mid Feb
February.
is All Star. I think it's like a month after All Stars. It's probably like mid
Oh,
March.
really?
It's like March.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so Saab, you're talking about the West beating themselves out. You think the East is what, like a walk in the park to get to the championship
Yeah.
series or like that? Like if we were in fourth place, we'd still be playing some serious teams to get to the championship in
No
our
doubt.
conference too.
No doubt.
Not that I agree with anything you said.
No doubt.
What do you think, Omer? Who do you think is going to take the championship? Who's the contenders?
Well, yeah, I think if Nets are healthy, Nets will probably take it. Yeah, probably Nets.
So I think okay, I'm thinking Lakers. So you guys thinking Nets, Muzzy and I thinking Lakers. Sas thinking Raptors. Dawood,
I
Barnum Maple
think I
Leafs.
think
I was
the
thinking
I
about
think
I
the
was thinking about
real
why is he here
team.
on Sunday morning talking about basketball?
I think the team. I think it's about playing together. I think it's about the spirit. I think that should win.
In other words, you're saying Pittsburgh Penguins, right?
No, man. I think all jokes aside, I just don't want LeBron's team to win. I'm sorry. I don't understand all
Thank
the.
you.
I just don't want. I just he's too overhyped. Every time I see, I love the memes. That meme. I loved it so
Now, let
much.
me just stop you. He's not overhyped. There may be a different
I
discussion if you want
know.
to
I'm
combat it,
sorry. Like
but he's
everyone's just like,
definitely not
oh,
overhyped. Okay.
LeBron this, LeBron that. I mean, I'm probably gonna get some haters for this, but I want somebody else to be in the spotlight. You know what I mean?
There's
Like the
plenty
whole,
of players in the spotlight. I assure you.
the whole Kahi thing was really good. That's just me being, annoying. But honestly, I just don't want his team to win. I think that's Lakers,
Yeah, that's right.
right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't want like I especially with how they just they bring in all these players and he just calls what he wants and who he
Yeah,
wants. They
what's up
bring
with that? When I
Carmelo
heard this
Anthony
on the
and
call, I'm like, what? So does he own things now? Is that what it is? I mean, what
he's
the heck?
basically the general manager. You can't make any moves without getting his buy-in.
It's been like
But
that for a decade, I think.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry, and I don't like the fact that he compares him, I don't know if he does it indirectly or if people do, but that comparison with Michael Jordan, I don't like that at all either. Like, be your own man. Why do you have to anyway? So as
people
long
do
as
it.
he
It's
doesn't
not
win,
him.
I'm
He
gonna be
doesn't do it.
happy. As long as he doesn't win, I'm gonna be happy.
Nice,
But
nice.
Oh
yeah,
man.
Zishan, you got that was a really good discussion, guys. A lot of that stuff was making sense. I was Googling stuff too on the side. So obviously I typed
Cool.
in trade deadline NBA, it shows me this year's trade deadline. So that didn't really help.
I don't think it's set yet.
Okay, okay.
Maybe it
But
is. I
it's
don't
around
know.
the same time though, like first couple of months
Yeah,
of the year, right?
Probably
February, March,
February.
probably February.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
Who do you think is going to be the MVP this year?
Arif?
That's a good question.
Um, I I I had KD. Like that was my initial like feeling when I was thinking like MVP. I'm thinking KD because he didn't have a full season last year, but he had some like spectacular games. Like just like yeah, he was injured, but he came out and he was basically back to his old self. Um, so again, and I'm expecting the Nets to have a great year. I know Kyrie's having his like non unvaccinated moment or whatever it is, but I'm expecting KD to have a great year as well, in line with the Nets having a great year. So I'm gonna say KD's gonna be MVP this year.
Wow.
For
Anybody else?
me, KD or Anthony Davis, one of the two. I think
Davis.
I think the Lakers are gonna try to run everything through AD this year, so one of those two I think is gonna be it,
I'll say
depending on who's
Giannis.
healthy.
I'll say Giannis just for the heck of it.
Giannis?
Giannis.
I think he has the opportunity to.
Oh wait, if he won, that would be his three-peat, right? No,
No, he
is that
didn't win
right?
last year.
Oh, he didn't win last year. Okay, no.
Oh, he
What?
didn't?
Yo
Oh,
Who won
Jokic.
last
Jokic
year?
won.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Right, rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Sad, what do you think?
I have to go with Z as well, Giannis. I mean, he won those MVPs when there's a lot of question marks around him. He's going to get votes this time now that he's won the championship. It's tough to argue with his numbers. He's going to put up gaudy numbers again. And he's the clear alpha dog on his team, as opposed to some of these other teams that have two, three guys that are, you know, like it's a conversation about who should be the MVP, right? Like how do you measure the most valuable players? Just stats? Is it, personally, I don't like seeing MVPs from super stacked teams because it's like, well, if you take one of them out, the other one or two superstars are gonna step up their game kind of thing. So for me, it's a little tough to pick an MVP from a stacked team. I think it's gonna be tough to argue against Giannis with the championship under his belt, and that's a really strong team around him still. So.
Wow, that's a really good point, man. I mean, I like what you said there because then if you don't just see where their stats are, but also where the players are in the in the individual teams, is that usually a factor or no, or is it strictly
It
based
is.
on
It
stats?
is.
I don't think that it is. I don't think that it is because if I would want to look at the MVP the way Saad's saying it, that if you remove the player, that is the most valuable player. But that is not how MVP is decided in most cases. Like that's just
Obviously,
not how it's been done. Otherwise, I mean,
yeah,
you're gonna hate me saying
Yeah,
this, but LeBron won a
for
lot more
sure.
MVPs than he won. Like that's the simple reality of it.
obviously.
Because he was the
Probably
MVP on
just
Cleveland
yeah,
for like years
probably
and
just
years.
probably just paid him off. Whatever. What did I say that out loud?
Omer, you look like you have a rebuttal to RF's point. What are you thinking there?
Well, yeah, to his point, the way like MVPs decided, the media votes on it nowadays. And a lot of MVPs, they're swayed by the media, by the storylines in the year. So that's a bigger factor than you think. Because a lot of the years you can go back and be like, hey, this guy's actually the best player, but somebody else won. Like when Steve Nash won, he was not the best player in the league. He won because just the storylines, were going towards him, towards the end of the year kind of thing. So it's hard to tell in the beginning of the year, but my pick is Luka for this year.
Ooh, nice.
I,
Good
I think
choice.
I think he's an MVP caliber player already, and I
Yes.
don't know what
Yeah.
factors there are this year for him to get it, but he is definitely the best player on his team. He doesn't have like superstars on his team, so he definitely has a chance to put up numbers. I think he will.
I like
And
Dallas. I hope they do well.
he's also got the personality as well to attract the attention too. So yeah,
He's
Mhm.
really good, man. He is crazy
Yeah.
good.
good pick. Good
I
pick.
like him. I really like him. Like,
I'm surprised you didn't pick like Siakam or something.
Hey, these are all honest picks. The Raptors are gonna win the championship. I'm telling you.
oh
I like his
man.
optimism.
So with the MVP, I mean, who do you guys think, leading scorer for this year?
In the
Steph
entire
Curry.
NBA.
Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Steph. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so.
Um,
Hmm.
Steph being the leading scorer. Yeah.
What was the answer? South said Steph Curry.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, I thought I heard
Muzzy and
you.
I say Steph Curry.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Zishan and
Uh, I'm gonna go with like Dame Lillard probably if he's. I mean, because like again, when you think about leading scorer, like again, like talking about superstar teams or whatever, like Steph Curry was leading scorer because Steph had to be leading scorer. But he may not have to be leading scorer if Clay's back and shooting alongside with him, right? So I'm gonna pick somebody like Dame Lillard or like Bradley Beal because Bradley Beal is still in Washington, still gonna have to carry the team. So he's got a lot higher chance of being the leading scorer this year than Steph Curry does.
I've
I
never
agree with
responded.
Bradley Beal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bradley
Me
Beal.
too. I'll go with that one too. Yeah.
That would be my choice, Bradley Beal.
He broke out last year, and I think he's the real deal. And like you said, he's the clear number one option. There's not a whole lot of other options in Washington, so he's gonna get his shots.
I have a feeling he gets traded or he demands a trade during the season.
That's
yeah,
a very good point too.
I think so.
I'm
To the
surprised he
Raptors,
hasn't
maybe.
yet.
I
I've
think he
been
was
wanting
waiting.
Bradley.
I think he's waiting to jump on a true contender at the deadline kind of thing.
Todd,
Seriously,
are you getting excited, Todd?
Listen,
I've
add Bradley Beal to this team. What do you think?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
You
man.
know,
that does take
Yeah.
that's what I
offensively, it
say.
helps quite a bit. But it depends, right? Because Bradley Beal would be via a trade. Who do you give up
Yeah,
for him, right?
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of draft picks. Yeah. I haven't
I
thought
doubt
about
I'm
we
it.
just
do
so
it.
upset with Siakam. I really hope he changes, but I was very
He will.
You
disappointed in
can.
him.
Yeah,
I mean, Siakam wise, like we've got a lot of people that fit that mold. So if it ends up being Siakam the price and the other guys have performed like Scotty, like um who's that other new guy that they got?
Precious.
Eh, Precious, right? I think Siakam can become available. Definitely. If those guys live up. It's a real possibility. I think this year Siakam could be on the move. And his contract now does not look that bad. With the way
Yeah,
that all the other superstars are signing contracts, his isn't
Mm,
crazy level right now.
okay.
Okay.
Any
All
other
right.
comments from you, Amir? Because we didn't hear. I don't know if
Yeah.
I heard your leading scorer.
No, you didn't. I think it might be Trey Young or Giannis.
Really?
Yeah.
Leading scorer, not MVP. Like,
Giannis was
well,
Not
number 5 last year, and Trey was 14. So
Trey was 14 last year?
yeah,
Really? I thought it would be a lot higher. Um, okay. Who was top 5 last year?
Steph, Beal, Lillard, Joel Embiid, and Giannis.
Yeah, Joel.
Top five.
Embiid. Wow.
Luca was 6. So
Yeah, Embiid was
yeah,
killing it
Embiid.
last year, man. Embiid had a season, man.
Who's on Dallas? Just refresh. Like who's on Dallas besides Luca?
Well, they still have Kristaps, right? Kristaps.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I think
thing
so.
is,
Okay.
And then Hardaway finished off strong, I think, last year in the playoffs. Was that
I think they got
Hardaway?
Larry Nance, right?
Uh,
Yeah, they got
I don't
someone
know who
right
that
now.
is. Okay.
Interesting. I don't know why I
Oh,
said Trey, but I think it might be Trey.
Hey,
Trey, Giannis,
entirely likely.
Luca,
Yeah.
or Steph. Steph could, but then Clay's back, so I don't know.
so we got 2, 3 Stephs.
I'll
Like,
stick with Trey.
oh, you're going with Trey.
Okay.
And by
Wow.
the way, just so you know, Siakam was 27th. Okay,
Okay.
you know who was 26th? Butler, which I think a lot of people think is that, I don't know. I think
Jimmy Butler.
people
Butler.
people consider Butler to be that, almost elite
Oh,
player,
Butler.
right? So
Yep,
it's a 0.1 difference, and Pascal had a bad year with COVID.
he did. He did. He did
I
have a
don't know.
bad
I
year.
think it's too early to write him off. If he scored a couple
Oh,
of those last second shots, the narrative would be different. And he's going to get those opportunities again this year. If he hits a couple of those, I think the narrative is going to be different.
Wait, he got COVID? Is that what you meant? Or you talking about just
yeah.
Yeah,
because of
he
COVID?
got COVID
Oh,
mid-year and he
yeah.
lost 20 pounds, I think, right, guys? I don't know. I heard it was 20
10,
pounds.
10 pounds or something.
Some
Yeah,
of
10,
that.
20.
So like losing that much weight as an athlete in
Yeah,
a
it's
league
very
like the NBA,
damaging.
it does make a difference, right? It's not like you and me laying off the pakoras for Ramadan, it's a different.
I would
He
love to
he
lose
Wow.
10,
ended.
20 pounds.
Siakam
So,
injured his shoulder as well in the last, I think, 10, 15
Yeah.
games or something, but he kept
wow.
playing through it and stuff. So yeah,
And
So,
Okay.
guys like Scotty and Achua, I think are gonna open up some options for him, I think.
Nice.
wow.
Well, maybe he can stop spinning all over the court.
That's his go-to spicy move.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
There's no spicy with
that's
it.
a move. So everybody's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna wait for this guy to come right back to me."
Yeah.
Just boomerang your way right back to me, buddy.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Um, Dawood, you want
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, let's kind of. I'm assuming that, let's kind of switch gears on the question. So, who do you think is gonna be the rookie of the year? Because we've been talking a lot about the stacks player and performance players. What about the rookies? Give them some love.
Ben
except
Simmons.
for Saad. Saad's gonna say Scotty Barnes. So, all right.
He's got
All
all
right.
the tools. The other guys that are above,
I'll
that
give you
drafted
I'll
above
give you
him,
my
and
vote because I have no other votes. So I'll give you my vote on this one. I'll say Scotty.
gotta go with Scotty, our boy.
Muzzy, who do you think?
No, I
Oh, you
think,
think Scotty? All right.
yeah,
Sorry to cut you off
Jalen
there, bro.
Green. Jalen
All
Green,
right.
I think.
yeah, it's a good one too.
Zishan.
Um,
Ben Simmons.
I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't have a vote.
Just give it to
Hey,
Saad, man. That's
Scotty,
what I've
see,
been
you
Scotty
told.
gotta go
Barnes.
with the
I'll go with
good
Scotty
Saad
guy.
then.
Barnes.
Just go with
Let's
Scotty.
go. Let's go.
Yeah,
Scotty
there you
Barnes
go.
for sure. He has the opportunity to
There you
step up.
go.
We don't have a superstar, and he could be like what's the guy's name? Those annoying guys. I'm blank right now. Lamelo,
Beverly.
right?
Oh, LaMelo.
You never know. He could step up like him at Raptors and do amazing.
Did LaMelo win it last year?
Yeah.
Oh
All
wow. Damn. I'm gonna say Jalen Harris. Oh, sorry, Jalen Green. Not
right.
Harris. Not
Looks like
Jalen
you've been
Harris. Jalen
spending too
Green.
much time with Jalen Harris.
Yeah, we'll go
Yeah.
Jalen Rose.
I'll go with Jalen Green. Yeah, with
All
Houston,
right.
he's gonna have the opportunity to do whatever
Was
he
he was
wants.
he was he the number one pick?
Number two,
Two.
Cade Cunningham was the one in Detroit. He's gonna have a chance as well.
Okay.
He's got to deal
All
with
right.
Dwayne Casey though, so
Exactly. So
Where's Jalen Green playing?
Houston.
Houston.
And
Jalen Green is going to be the top points per game in the rookies, I think. I think he's the best
Yeah.
pure scorer. But if he doesn't
Oh
do
yeah.
enough of the other stuff, then a guy like Cade can surpass him because he's running the offense. And I think a guy like Scotty can surpass him because the defense. I mean, if the selectors are looking at everything else other than points per game, then guys like Scotty and Cade, I think, have a good chance.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll spend another 30 seconds on this next question, and then I want to move to some rapid fire questions. All right. Who are you expecting for some new All Stars this year?
That were
You
in
can
All
just
Stars
yell it
last
out.
year.
What's
Sorry?
wrong, Arif?
That were in All Stars last year, right?
Correct. Yeah, new All Stars this year. That's
We'll have to remind me who the All-Star.
He's like, where are you getting these questions from, bro?
Obviously, Scotty Barnes is gonna be an All-Star. So,
okay.
right,
All
Seb?
right. Good. Muzzy.
I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's fine.
Maybe
Saad?
Bam Adebayo. I don't think he was an all-star, right?
He was, I
He
think.
Was
was,
he?
he was,
Yeah.
he was, yeah.
It's a hard
I mean, I
question,
think
actually.
that is a hard question. I can see OG creeping in there because OG is kind of developing a name for himself as one of, like, not just in Toronto,
I
but
don't think he's
across the
developing
league
a
as one of the
good name
best
for
Raptors are
defenders.
himself.
gonna
It's
have
just a
Raptors are gonna
weird
have
name.
4 All-Stars this year. 4 All-Stars. Okay, we're gonna have Pascal, OG,
It's
Fred,
possible.
and
Scotty.
Scotty.
Has
That's
Fred been
right.
an All Star yet?
Pascal's already been an All-Star.
Fred hasn't been an All Star, right?
Yeah. I think Van Vliet
Okay.
could be an
No.
All-Star.
I'll put his name in there then. That's my
Van
my
Vliet could be
special.
one. Van Vliet would have got one last year if we were, in the picture, in the playoff picture. But
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good pick.
who else? Michael Porter Jr. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Was he an All-Star last year? Michael Porter?
No, I don't
He
think
wasn't,
so.
right?
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Especially if I don't know what the status of Jamal Murray is, but if he's out for any longer, then yeah, it's a great pick.
Jeremy Grant maybe in the East?
Jeremy Grant.
What is that?
Yeah. Detroit?
Charlotte or
Detroit.
Detroit?
Maybe.
What about Zach Levine?
He
not All-Star
has
last
he has been an All-Star, I think.
He has been, yeah.
What about De'Aaron Fox?
Oh yeah, okay. That's
Yeah.
He
maybe.
might.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm cheating. I'm just looking at the list here. He had 25.2 points per game last year.
Oh wow.
I mean, I know it's
Yeah.
not just about points, but
He's
that's
good,
a
he's
pretty
good.
decent. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna switch up the style. All right. Rapid fire questions. So it's just a quick answer.
Yeah.
No need to like go into explanation and all that.
No discussions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Saad.
So predict the starting five for opening night. We're gonna start with Dawood. You have the list in front of you. You have incoming players and you have remaining current Raptors. So just pick 5 people from there.
Okay, I will say Lowry,
No.
Decker.
Incoming and remaining, not the outgoing.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that. No.
This cannot be edited out. This
My
has
bad.
to
That's
be
how you
part
know.
of the.
That's how you know I know. Okay, I'll go with Barnes,
Mhm.
Achua, Pascal, FVV, and my boy Lychee.
All right.
So, okay. I had Fred, Pascal, OG, Scotty, and then Boucher.
Who's the last one?
Boucher.
Chris Boucher.
Okay.
Goodies.
Butcher.
Saad.
Fred, Trent, OG, Siakam, and Birch. Gotta give him respect.
So all the
Omer.
current Raptors.
Muzzy or
No, Omer,
Okay.
go ahead.
wow, you guys are not following the Raptors, eh? Siakam's
Yeah,
injured. He's
Siakam's
not gonna
injured.
be
He's not starting.
he's not gonna be
Oh,
playing
wow.
opening night. So
We're fans.
you guys might want to change it, but anyway, I think Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent, OG, Scotty Barnes, and this is a hard one. But I think it'll be Kem Burge.
Muzzy?
Kem Birch. Probably power forward would end up being, I think, Scotty, OG, and Van Vliet back at shooting guard, and Dragic point guard. I think to start the season.
Okay.
Okay. I like it. I'll take Muzzy's. I'll copy his.
Interesting.
All right. Top. I'm gonna change up this question a little bit. Who are the Raptors' best 3 players on the team? Ober, start with you.
Siakam, Van Vliet, and OG.
Saad,
Today, yes, that's going to be tough to argue with. Siakam, Van Vliet, and OG.
Dawood.
Yeah, same.
Oh, of course.
Are you sure about that though? Do you want to make Kyle Lowry's on that list as well?
No, I think if anything, I might switch out and take Aaron Bynes or something.
Hey, for all
Alright,
the hate we
Leslie?
give Aaron Baines, for all the hate we give Aaron Baines, I think we got to credit him for getting us Scotty. But
For sure.
yeah, for that question, the top 3, yeah, I agree with Omer. Those are our top 3. OG,
Arif?
Siakam, and Bentley. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no arguing. I mean, there's no other player that even comes to
I'll
mind.
say Fred VanVleet, OG, and I'll put Barnes up there. I'll take out Siakam.
Yes.
All right. Dawood, you want to ask some rapid fire questions?
Yeah. We also have trivia questions if you guys are not feeling this, by the
Who-
way. What'd you say? Is that what you said? Or you just said Oh wow. Saw just gave me guys. Top 5 players top 5 players off the bench.
I would just say pass on this one.
I'll pass.
Okay, so we got a little bit
Top
of situational question.
5.
Yeah, you want to go ahead? Yeah, no?
I mean, who would it be? You've got.
He,
I mean, if Birch is starting, then Precious is coming off the bench,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be
only for a
who else?
little while.
Boucher.
Pressure's going to take over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. But Boucher would be coming off the bench. In my starting lineup, I had Gary Trent on the bench, and then
When
Malachi.
on the bench. Is that how you pronounce his
So,
name? 'Cause I thought it was Malaki as well. Oh my god.
Malachi.
Oh my God.
so
Malachi
here's
Flynn.
here's perhaps a more appropriate question, which I really want to hear what you guys say about this. First of all, how many players are usually on the bench? Like, how many is it? 10 or 11 or 12,
I
13?
mean, there's
I don't even
10
know.
more on the bench, but
No, so that's the thing, right? It used to be that you had a 15-man roster, 5 starting,
Yeah.
and you would only dress an additional 8. But last year is
Okay.
when they started allowing you to dress the full 10,
Oh,
So let's say
interesting.
right?
dressing 5 plus 8, so 13. So, we know Flynn, Barnes, Boucher, Achua, Dragic, and Birch, I think are all, and Trent, if he's on your
yep,
bench. I think they're all
yep.
on the team. Is like
Utah,
Utah and Svi. These guys are interesting guys. Like, wait, how many
Sam
does that
Decker.
put us at?
We've got Decker too, by
Decker.
the way.
So who's on the outside looking in? Oh, I guess Svi, Utah, and Decker makes 13, so I guess they can all play, but I thought there was
I mean,
maybe
keeping with the ever since we've got a associate team, I think you're gonna have like was it Delano Benton or whatever?
Delano,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be doing 2-way,
Oh,
9
yeah.
or
right?
5. Oh, yeah.
Who else do we have on the roster apart from those guys?
You got the other second
David
round pick, Johnson.
David Johnson. David Johnson.
David Johnson,
You
yeah.
got I don't know who Reggie is. I don't know if he's
Reggie Perry.
Gillespie, Wainwright. Wainwright was interesting in summer league.
Right.
Yeah, I think.
Champagne, whatever. So
Him as well.
Oh, Freddie Gillespie.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, who's on the outside looking in here? Who's not making out of these names? Gillespie, Banton, Wainwright, Champagne,
Bonga.
Decker, Perry, Bonga. Yo, Bonga, like he's got the name for it. Like, Coach Nurse looks down the bench like, oh, is Bonga ko dal do on the floor? He's gonna cause havoc.
You
Yes.
stole my joke, man. Seriously.
I'm sorry.
By the way, five
Ah.
of those guys are going to be cut. So I mean, we listed
Okay.
off like 20 players, but 5 of those players are going to be cut.
Yeah, that's our
Um,
camp roster of 20, right? So
Yeah.
of the 5 getting cut, I would say Reggie, Bonga, Champagny, or probably those 3 are for sure cuts. Unfortunately, I think Utah would be cut too.
No, I doubt he's
Really?
cut.
I
No.
think he
This
does
guy.
because or they drop him down to 905 for a bit.
He's on the border for sure, but I really hope
Yeah.
they don't drop him.
I
Just
liked
that's a
Utah.
win. Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
I would not drop it.
Hey,
But
as
anyway,
much as he was on the highlight reel for getting dunked on, I think that he just showed that at least he had the guts to go for it,
Yeah.
right? To go
Oh,
for
I
that
like
block.
him. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Oh, we should. Sorry, I forgot. Like, who are these names that we're talking about? Watanabe, right? That's what
Yeah.
we're talking
Watanabe.
about. Yeah, we should definitely keep him. He's got a lot of hustle, man. He's got
Yeah.
hustle,
Yeah.
and I like. He's got hustle, so we should keep him. Sorry, that's the only name I recognize. Oh man. Oh man, I'm sorry. Please don't be angry at me.
Okay. Raps are down by 5 with 2 minutes to go. Who you want on the court?
How many?
Oh,
5 guys?
Iguodala.
Who? 5 guys.
Okay. Siakam, OG, Van Vliet. Because you need if you're down by 5, you've got those 3
Yep.
for sure.
Yep.
Dragic maybe for that
Mm.
experience.
Yeah.
And then what are you short on? A big man. So toss up between Cam, Precious, and Scotty, depending on who's got the hot hand.
Todd?
I have to agree with that. I think I put Achua in there. I think Achua is going to be really impressive. He's going to be the Chua of all Chuas. He's going to be the master sprinter. Okay, like this guy has got a lot of potential. Dawood likes
Okay.
that. These are the only
I just don't
comments that Dawood
understand
understands this entire chat.
how is
How,
Jua being
how, how
used
big is
as
Scotty?
Scotty's
Sorry?
big.
How big is he?
Really?
Like, is he?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I was looking at him more of like a smaller forward, not a bigger forward. But I guess he's
No,
more of
he's
a bigger
big.
forward, eh?
He's
Oh,
big.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Omer?
If we're down by 5, I would put Van Vliet, Gary Trent, OG, Siakam, and Precious.
Okay. Arif?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think I have like a. I mean, like that the obvious 3 ones, like Siakam, OG, and Freddie. I don't really know outside that, to be honest with you.
Okay. All
You
right.
guys know better, yeah.
So
Any input, Dawood, or?
I'll go with what Omer said, and I'll move to the next question. So I guess the second situation is where they're up by 5, and we got 2 minutes to go. Who do you put on the Raptors to defend them?
See, that's the great thing about this team. It could be the same 5 guys because they're all great defensively. That's why they're going to
Thoughts?
make the playoffs and win the championship.
I'm gonna start calling you Skip Ansari now.
Oh, geez.
I don't have an
Please
answer.
don't.
Only thing I'm gonna switch is I'm gonna put in Scotty for Gary Trent.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh my goodness.
Any answer, Arif, or
Arif,
you
yeah. What
passed?
about you?
No, whatever Ware said, but
Okay.
I don't really have it.
Ever since that coffee, that drink you got, his answer just like, oh, whatever. You got any malachi in that drink or what?
Yeah, not enough, I think.
You know what? I'll have Andrea Berniati on the floor for that last 2 minutes.
I was wondering if this biryani has badi boti.
Better. It
I'll
better,
ask
bro.
some general questions. Everyone, just quickly off the top of your head, who is
Okay.
your, past or present favorite all-time Raptor player?
Favorite.
Jose
Jose, nice. Who did you
Calderon,
say, Arif?
maybe.
Kyle Lowry.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
DeMar.
Nice.
Andrea Berniati.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
we're all waiting
Berniati.
for Saad. We're all waiting for Saad.
Oh, is this my moment to bust out the
How long have you been waiting for that?
Oh my god.
Since
Oh,
yesterday.
does it have to be? And I just said DeRozan. I think I would
Past
go
or
with DeRozan.
present? Okay.
Yeah.
I think mine's
Saad,
Lowry.
Saad, I think you got to start drinking it just like ours drinking the coffee now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year, who is Raptors' rival team?
This year?
Yeah.
Boston.
Yeah, Boston. Yeah.
Yeah, Boston.
Boston.
Philly?
And
Oh, Philly sucks.
only if we get Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
I hope you're joking, Saad. I swear to God, I hope you're joking, man. Like, I hope you're not pro Ben Simmons.
I don't mind.
Not if we're trading
Uh,
Siakam, but yeah, otherwise I'd love him on that team.
Yeah, if we can get him for like some like other players, why not?
Guys, he's
Yeah.
$40 million a year, just so you guys know. That basically means that
Ouch.
you're.
Fucking change. Fuck.
Saad तुम दे
Hmm?
देना.
That
I think you've misunderstood my surroundings.
Yeah, what Omer said. Boston.
Where hasn't even said anything yet.
He hasn't said anything.
I heard someone say Boston. I don't know who it was.
Oh man.
But
Alright.
unfortunately, that has something to do with the fact that some of us are Leafs fans here. I think that creeps into it a bit.
Well, no, I
That,
mean,
that was
I
not
was
my
looking at.
reason. That was not Omer's reason. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
No, but like,
Mm.
I'm just thinking from a perspective of like who's the team in the top that we can compete with and have really great games with, and I think that's going to be Boston. That's going to be Boston. And that's we
Yeah.
might be able to have a one competitive game, but if they're good, they're going to run us over, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Boston.
So let's talk assembling your starting lineup with like you have access to all-time Raptor players.
And let me
Can
ask you
their
a question
peak
now.
be at
Let me
any
ask you a
time?
question then. Hold on. Expanding on that question. Are you talking about the players when they were at their peak or like when
Yeah,
they were on the Raptors? When they were on the Raptors, I'm guessing.
it's a peak.
Peak?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
No, I
Which one
mean
should we answer?
we're
I think
saying
that changes
all-time
quite a
Raptor.
bit. There's been a lot of
It
players
does.
that
It does
came
change a
through
lot.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Let's
mean,
just
like
say
for
when they were on the
example,
Raptors then.
Yeah,
Let's just keep it to the
keep it to
Raptors.
the
How good they were on there. Okay.
When they were
Who
on the
wants to go
Raptors,
first?
okay.
Yeah.
I think number one is Kawhi for everybody. Any disagreements there?
I had
Nope.
Carter as my number one
Wow.
spot actually, but
It wouldn't be
but
number
I didn't
one.
think of that, but yeah, you're right.
I had
I'll keep
No,
it.
no,
Carter.
no.
He's
I'm
saying
not.
it'd be part of
He's
the
not. He's
list.
not our number one. What I'm saying, like, I think he's going to be on everybody's list,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
right?
so. For sure.
For me,
Vince Carter.
I've got three now on my list.
I have Kawhi. I have Vince so far. I would want
T-Mac?
Lowry.
Gosh.
I'm gonna take Vince when he
Carter.
was amazing, not his last
Carter.
few years where, yeah, Bosch.
Wow.
So I have four so
Yeah.
far for me. I have Kawhi. I have Vince, Bosch, and who's my other one?
Lowry.
Lowry?
Lowry. Yeah. I need one more.
T-Mac. T-Mac was on the Raptors
Oh,
too.
sure. Why not?
But on the
But
Raptors,
see, he wasn't yeah, he wasn't that
he
great.
was not their top five, right?
He was like 11 points per game on the Raptors.
Team Olajuwon.
Yeah, again,
Same
he
thing.
was past his prime. He would have definitely be on my list.
DeMar
Yeah.
DeRozan.
But
DeMar.
Antonio Davis wasn't bad when he was with us as a forward.
Yeah.
I like Zicone's list.
Yeah.
I'll take Zicone's list. I'll copy paste it.
Omer.
I would go Marcus Gasol at center, Chris Bosh
Oh.
power forward, Kawhi small forward, Kyle Lowry
Hey,
point guard, and Vince
who'd you take
Carter
as
shooting
center?
guard. Sorry,
Who's your center?
Marcus
Gasol.
Gasol.
Oh, Marc Gasol. Good pick.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Forgot
We
about
did
him.
win a championship with him as a center, so
Can you repeat the last one? Who was the shooting guard?
Vince Carter.
Hmm.
I would
You
have
have
liked
no.
to.
You said no Kawhi.
I said Kawhi. I said Kawhi for small forward.
Oh, okay, all right.
I wish we don't have like. I'm not too happy with my shooting guard though. If I want to win a championship, I can't think of a Raptor player that I would slot there.
Kobe.
I'd love to slot Kobe in there.
Mo Pete.
Mo Pete,
Which-
but can we have someone? I mean, we must have someone better than Mo Pete. But anyway, Carter's good.
That's
That's
that.
not Carter's player,
Yeah.
position though, right? He's a small forward.
Hmm?
No?
He played shooting
Carter's
guard for a while.
I think
Shooting
shooting
guard.
guard.
Carter can play shooting guard.
Okay.
Yeah, Lowry, Leonard, DeRozan, Carter. Bosch. I don't even know if they fit position-wise, but
Yeah.
did I just name 6? I think I
I think
did.
you did.
Yeah. But if you could go all time, Hakeem is on that.
Yeah.
Stoudemire's on that.
Yeah.
Muggsy Bogues is on that.
No.
On your
What
top
about
5?
Andrea?
Wow.
What about Andrea Banya?
He's
Yes.
asking about
Hey, you know what? He gets a
Bargnani is
bad rep.
top
We should
5.
have.
Bargnani
We
is
have
top
to have a
5
site.
if you change the ascending to descending order.
He was number
If you
1 drafted, man.
if you talk about seasons, he had one of the better center seasons in Raptors history.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
Yeah.
I mean,
He was
but
so
20 plus points.
to be really fair, we haven't really had great centers either. Like you're not comparing
We
against
don't have
us.
to mention that.
yeah.
Like he had a great season against all the other bad centers that we've had.
Yeah.
Like who was that
Muzzy,
center that we used to have with like Anthony Parker, like I can't even remember his name anymore. Like a Slavic name or something like that.
Oh, Rasho? Rasho
Is that what it
Nesterovic?
was? Yeah, and the
Lauren
Sarah
Wood?
right? Yeah. Oh man.
did you answer, Muzzy?
I don't know if I did, but it would be Bosch, Kawhi, Carter, DeRozan, Lowry, I think.
Cool.
Hmm.
Okay, here's one. Controversial, maybe. Just quick answer, though. Keep it like 10, 15 seconds max each person. What are your thoughts on Vince Carter? You like him? Couldn't care less.
I don't know about couldn't care less, but I mean, as what he did to the Raptors, no, I would not want him. Even though I did just put him in my top 5, but yeah, I wouldn't care for him. I remember being at the first game back, the FUVC game, and I think I was probably the loudest in the arena. So
Nice. Daoud?
I don't know what he did, so pass.
Great.
RF.
Yeah, I mean I'm in the same boat as Muzzy. Like like I think over the years I've just started to appreciate him more because like he's played for so long and I don't know, like you forget some of the things, but yeah, I still don't like what he did to the Raptors. Like just the fashion, just the manner that he dealt with that situation was just. It is. I mean, it is what it is, but I'm still not gonna like him for that.
Omer?
I'm biased. I started watching Raptors because of him, so I like him.
Saad?
I love him, and because what he is now plays a big role in that. If he was the same kind of on your team type of player right now, I wouldn't have liked him. But he matured. Okay, these stars are ultra talented, coming up at 25, 26. Like that's not your coming of age. And I think if we had a Masai type of regime back then,
Oh,
none of this would have happened,
for
right?
sure.
And so I blame
100%.
the management for that. I blame the management for not being able to handle him. He didn't have the best influences around him. The fact that he's looked at as one of the best leaders in the game today, and I think he's retired now, that changes it for me. He did a lot for Toronto, and if he didn't come of age while he was here, so be it. But I love the guy. He did a lot. He did a lot for the team, so,
Oh yeah.
and the city.
Okay. Time for some quiz. All right. It is. We're gonna ask the question, and first person to answer it, that's you get the opportunity. If you get it wrong, next person. That which we keep score. We don't have any prizes or anything. Just
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
out.
The
Yeah, you can
prizes
come
is
collect
the
the prize.
the
Actually,
prizes
I
are
have
the
the prize. It's in
friends we
Texas.
made all along.
It's there, but just come collect it. Here it is.
Hashtag M. Okay. All right.
Yeah, prizes are the friends we made all
Daoud,
along,
you're
guys.
playing, right?
I have the answers, bro. So
Okay, so let's see if you guys can compete against Daoud. All right.
no, I'm not. We'll do this question back and forth. Because
Okay.
I'm useless in this game. But do you want to start with easy ones, or are we going with medium or hard?
Go with the medium.
How
The
would
easy
you
ones are
know?
easy.
Decide what's easy or hard and medium, or did somebody else decide?
No, no,
It's
we
all
have
hard
a
for Daoud.
source. They're all hard for me. I have a source. We have a source though. So, I think
Start with
yeah,
the
let's go
easy
with
one.
medium. Easy ones?
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
We'll do one easy one. But I'll still try to pick the most random one out of here.
We just blurted out the answer.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
And don't even give them the options, Dawood. Just let them let them see if they know the answer.
Chalo.
Who was the Raptors' first general manager?
Isaiah Thomas.
Burnwell?
I think it was Thomas, was it not?
It was Thomas. Isaiah
Yep.
Thomas.
So Omer got
Isaiah
that?
Thomas.
Omer and
Mhm.
Muzzy, I
Omer?
think.
Omer was first, though.
Omer
Oh,
was
Omer was
first. Omer
first?
was
Oh,
first.
okay. Okay.
All right, I'm keeping track on my side here. Go ahead, Dawood.
Alright.
You can ask another one.
Yeah. Okay, so let's try. So now we're gonna get into a bit of medium questions. Even I don't know the answers to some of these.
Oh,
Holy
that was
cow.
an easy one. Oh, okay, I see.
That was an easy one. I tried to pick the random out of the easy ones, and I was like, that was a good one. Okay, so branching off of VC over here, which former Raptor player was also Vince Carter's cousin?
Tracy McGrady.
Tracy
McGrady.
This
Ooh,
is
that's Muzzy.
this is easy though.
That was easy?
Yeah.
Well, sorry, yaar. Let me
That
put
was
Yeah,
some
easier
in.
than the first question.
for
Yeah,
sure.
that was easy.
I don't know, so you have to, pardon
Yeah.
that over here.
I thought you had a source.
Which team has never faced the Raptors in the postseason? Do I give you options?
Oh, you
Would
have
No,
to.
let's see if
I
they can
think
get
you
it.
need to. For this one, you'll have to, yeah.
Chicago Bulls,
Yeah.
New York Knicks, Indiana Pacers,
Bulls?
Detroit Pistons.
Bulls.
Bulls.
Is it Bulls?
Bulls.
Yes, it's Bulls.
Yeah, we
Okay.
never faced the Bulls.
Bull.
Bro, where do you keep all of this information? Well, I mean, you can say the same thing about me with movies, so I shouldn't ask this question. Yo, some of these are even I know these are too easy, man. What is this? Okay, let me try to pick another one. Oh, this I don't know how this one's medium. I think this is pretty hard. So, which player did not compete against Vince Carter in the 2000 NBA Slam Dunk contest? By the way, this whole source is very Vince Cartery. So which player did not compete against Vince Carter in the 2000 NBA Slam Dunk contest? You got Desmond
Bernini.
Mason. Can I give the options? Desmond Mason, Larry Hughes, Steve Francis, and Ricky Davis.
Ricky Davis?
Steve Francis.
Nope,
No, he
wrong.
did.
He did.
Did
Larry
not.
Hughes?
We're talking about did not. It's Desmond Mason. Did not compete.
Oh, he was the previous year? Mm,
Says the
okay.
answer is yeah. Desmond was the 2001 NBA Slam Dunk champion. He was in the year. He did not compete in 2000. Yeah, right, that's a good one. Come on, tell me that's a good one.
That was good.
That was a good one.
That
I
one
should have
is.
known it, but
I'm disappointed, Omer. Let's see. So these are supposed to be hard. Okay. Um, I don't even know if this is a real question, but I'm not gonna ask this. But this might be too easy. Sam Mitchell was an assistant coach for which team before joining the Raptors? New Jersey
Timberwolves.
Nets.
Minnesota.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas. Oh, was it
No,
Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Minnesota
Oh.
Timberwolves.
I think Muzzy got it first. Or
Hold on.
yeah.
No, it was actually the Bucks. Sam Mitchell was the
What?
head coach of the
Sam
Dinos
Mitchell
for
was
5 years.
after.
Sam Mitchell was the head coach of Dinos for 5 years. His NBA career began in Milwaukee, where he was an assistant coach to George Karl and Terry Porter.
Oh, I
And
didn't.
after a couple of years, he joined the New
Huh.
Jersey Nets
Art, you
for two
almost had
years.
that one, Art. Probably a little
No,
bit harder next
Wow.
I have the answer now. Milwaukee.
He played for the Wolves as well. That's why I thought he might have been a coach there.
Yeah.
Okay, is this one too easy? This one's probably too easy. Who had the final Raptors field goal in their No, this is too easy. This is championship winning game. Everybody
No,
probably knows
wait,
this.
no. That's a good question.
Good question.
Siakam.
Who
Siakam's the
had
answer.
who, you know the answer. That's why it's a good question.
Okay, tell us your source, Dawood. Please tell us your source.
Why? It's
Is it
not a good
Omer?
source? No, it's not Omer.
No, it's not.
No, it's not Omer.
Wait, what was the? Can you repeat the question so I can know what the answer is now?
Sorry, the question was who had the final Raptors field goal in their championship winning game? Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam, or Fred Van Vliet?
Wait,
Field
Omer, you
goal.
said
But he said
field goal is
Siakam.
not Pascal. Field goal
Field
was
goal was
Freddie, I
Yeah.
Pascal.
think.
It was the
No.
last point in the
Field goal
game
was
6
Pascal.
was Pascal
He, yeah,
off
and
the
the last
fingertips
points
of
was
Kawhi.
Kawhi.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know
yeah. The
why I
last
remember
field
That's it.
goal the team scored in that game was Siakam's layup that fell through the cylinder with 26.5 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Wow. He
Over
is knowledgeable.
Draymond Green.
Dawood knows his stuff.
I'm Googling at the same time. Okay, so this one's interesting. I like this one. So, Lou Williams has won the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award 3 times.
Correct.
One of those instances was as a member of the Raptors. In what year did that take place? 2009, 2012, 2015, or 2017?
15.
15.
15, yeah.
Hey, that's Muzzy.
And he then captured the honor twice more in the consecutive years starting in 2018. Wow, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
do you know that the Somalian Raptors fan call him Abubakar?
Nope. I don't even know what that is, yo. Is this an
Oh, but
easy
he
question?
he looks like he could be Abubakar.
Really?
Or Abdi.
Or Abdi,
Abdi.
yeah.
Now you guys are just being racist, yo. So,
He looks like that. I'm sorry. Like,
so I think this one
It
is
does.
for the OGs and no, not the player. I think Omer is the only one who might just get this. So, who scored the or maybe Muzzy as well? Who scored the Raptors' first ever points? Ed
Damon Stoudemire.
Pinkney.
It was
Wait,
not Stoudemire.
I don't think it was
Ed,
Damon.
can I give you the
Give me
options?
options.
Sure,
Sotomayor is
yeah.
not an option.
give us options.
Who scored the Raptors' first ever points? Ed Pinkney, Alvin Robertson, Damon Stoudemire, and Zan
It was a
back. I know I was just messing.
Alvin Robertson.
The second one you said, yeah.
Yeah, Alvin Robertson had the Raptors' first ever points. It came off a field goal on the team's first ever possession. He hit a three-pointer to himself into the history books.
Good job.
Wow,
Nice.
that was good.
Right now
Dang,
it's
dang.
4 Omer, 2 Muzzy, and no one else has any points.
Okay, do we go to the impossible level questions?
Yes, please.
These are worth 2
Okay.
points now.
So it says it's impossible. Hold on, I gotta pull the answers too, man. Some of these are like next level, yo. Dang. Okay, so which of the following former Raptors centers is the tallest? Marcus Camby, Charles Oakley, Andrea or Briani, whatever, and Bismack Biyombo. Who
Camby.
is?
Camby.
Camby's the
It's actually
tallest.
Briani at 7 foot.
No, Camby's
Camby was
7'2".
Camby was six
Wasn't it
foot
like 7
eleven.
1? Camby?
Camby says it says here is Camby 6'11".
I knew Bargnani
Oakley
was
No.
is
7.
6'8". Berniani is 7 foot, and Biombo is 6'8".
I would
Yeah,
think it's
Doesn't
Biyombo
matter,
Briani
guys.
too,
They're
though.
all taller than us,
was
man.
from the
I doubt Camby
Brilliant
is not
technician.
a.
So earlier in the quiz, we learned that Isaiah Thomas was a part owner of the team. Apparently, we did. What percentage of the Raptor did he own?
10.
20.
30.
I'm giving you options,
30%.
Tom. I'm giving you options.
Oh,
10.
2, 9, 21, and 49.
21.
9.
49.
9% owner. He unsuccessfully tried to become the majority owner, but he couldn't
Harv
swing.
got that?
He couldn't swing the deal to make that happen.
Damn.
Okay. Uh, Amir Johnson and Sonny Weems were acquired by the Raptors from the Milwaukee Bucks in a 2009 trade. Now, which of the following players were included in the package that was sent to Milwaukee? Is it Carlos Delfino, Joey Dorsey, Marco Bellinelli, or Devian George?
Bellinelli.
Bellinelli.
It's actually Delfino.
Delfino, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Muzzy.
Huh.
I'm gonna give
Carlos
that to
Delfino.
Muzzy.
Delfino,
Why?
I
I
was
answered after.
Carlos Delfino, Roko
I felt like you were gonna
Yukip.
answer that, and that would give the
Sorry,
answer.
my bad. Okay, I'll give
All
you
right.
guys another 15, 20 seconds afterwards. So
unacceptable,
it
though.
was
Unacceptable.
Delfino, Yukik, and a TPE is what the Bucks required to pull the trigger to make Amir Johnson and Sonny
Wow.
Weems Raptors. Wow.
All right, can you say
I've got
that?
him.
What player did we get again, though? What was the name of the player that
Amir.
we got?
Delf
Amir Johnson.
Amir Johnson, yeah. Amir Johnson.
And
Uh,
Sonia Weems.
Hey, the score is RF 2, Omer 4, Muzzy 4.
okay.
Can we count field goal attempts, please?
This
Because
one's
that's really
really
easy.
easy. This one's really easy, man. How many diamonds are in each of the Raptors 2019 championship rings, guys? Options are 40, 240, 440, or over 640.
We got to
What?
count.
240.
240 is probably the right number, yeah.
That's it.
I have no idea.
All the answers in
Can you
What?
repeat the options
Yeah.
again?
40,
I want to hear the option.
240, 440, or over 640.
440. No, sorry.
640.
Over 640 is
I
the right
don't know.
answer. I think RF said that
Oh
first.
wow.
Arif said it first.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Was
Muzzy
Omer?
said
I
it.
thought you
Omer
said.
said
Oh,
it.
sorry. I thought you were saying it too,
Omer
man.
said
Wow.
it.
That was just a guess, but wow.
Okay,
Okay,
now I'm gonna
what?
switch it up. I'm gonna ask some other easy questions. I want to bring it back to some easy ones. All right?
Oh, come on, man. This was so much fun.
Okay, go ahead. Ask your hard question.
Sorry. I'm just gonna ask one more question and then we'll go back to the easy ones. So, the 2009 NBA draft is widely considered the best ever. Is that true, by the way? It got Toronto
I
Chris
don't.
Bosh with the fourth pick. Who
2004, you mean?
2004,
2000?
yeah, not the 2000.
2004.
It says 2003 NBA draft here, so I don't know, bro.
Oh,
Who did the Raptors take in the second round of that draft? Matt Bonner, Ramon Van de Heer, Pascelis Morlende, or Jason Capono? What the heck are these names even?
we didn't
Bonner.
draft
Bonner.
Capono.
Bonner.
We didn't, yeah, probably Bonner's the only Raptor,
I'll
right?
say
I
Bonner.
think
Yeah.
Bonner
Red
was
Rocket.
after. Hold on. Don't say it yet. That was the third name you said?
The third name was Pascelis Morlende. Is that the right way to say that name? Or Pacelis, whatever. Paccelis Morlende.
What was the one before
Morlende.
that?
Ramon Van de Heer.
I'm gonna go with that.
Anybody else? Anything?
Thought you haven't given an answer yet.
Possibly
Me?
he's given up.
Yeah. Did you give an answer,
Oh yeah. My Matt Bonner.
Daoud?
It's actually Omer's right. It's Ramon Van de Heer.
Le.
So all the players were
Was that a hard
second round
one or was that a
selections.
tough one,
That was
Daoud?
a
Was
really
that
tough
two-pointer
one.
or one?
That's a two-pointer. Matt Boner was taken by the Chicago Bulls at the 45th overall. They flipped him to the Raptors for Bonner, whatever.
Bonner.
Bonner.
I tried it the first time I gave the option. So they flipped him to the Raptors for a second round pick in the following year's draft. Capono also ended up with the Raptors, but he played for 3 teams before he came to the Raptors. Neither Ramon Van de Heer or Pascelis Morlende actually played any games in the NBA. The Raps took Van de Heer with the 52nd overall pick. So anyway, go
Okay.
back to the easy ones, sure.
All right. So Omer, we're just gonna go one more round. Omer, you won that round with 6 points. Muzzy 4, RF 2. All right.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go with some easy ones, rapid fire, and then we'll come to a conclusion of our session. Who was the Raptors head coach in 2004?
Amateur.
Lenny Wilkins.
Oh
Adrian.
God. Are there options?
Yeah.
I think it's O'Brien. I forgot
Kevin O'Brien.
his first name.
What was his name? Was it Kevin?
I forgot his first name. Something O'Brien.
I'm gonna give it to Saad. It's Kevin O'Neill.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Wow,
It's
you
one of
finally
those.
got one, man.
That was on
Saad
the
can
right
have
track.
that.
What is the
I have his.
nickname of the
Sorry.
number 1 overall pick in 2006?
Nickname.
Nickname of Andrea
Ilmago.
Bargnani.
Ilmago.
Elmago.
Ilmago.
Ilmago.
Oh wow.
Mostly let me, man. Come on. This is my domain.
Um.
Yeah.
Okay. Which big man did Raptors draft in the 7th overall pick in the 2005 NBA draft?
Charlie
Stunning
B.
the NBA. Wow. Good job.
Oh yes, Charlie V.
Didn't even
Yes,
didn't
forgot
even
about
give you
him.
guys a chance.
What
Wow.
year did Toronto Raptors play their first season in franchise history?
95.
95.
Muzzy. Who did the Raptors play in their first ever NBA game?
Vancouver Grizzlies? No, they weren't
Pistons?
even around then.
And the Blazers? I don't know.
Chicago.
Okay,
That's
I'll
not
give you.
Chicago.
You ready for some hints? Okay, we have Boston, New Jersey, New York, or Lakers.
Probably Jersey from there.
Okay, Muzzy.
I'll say New York. Oh, Muzzy? Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, hold on. That's tough. Okay, You know what? I'll go with 2 more questions and we'll conclude it there. The Raptors had blank overall draft pick in 1995.
First. Oh, second.
First.
Second.
95 we had first.
Second. No,
Oh, second?
we should have had first, but we got second. Wasn't it something like that? Oh, no.
I'm gonna say first.
Really off.
Really
Fourth.
off.
Yeah. I'll give you your options: 4, 5, 6, or 7.
4.
Are you using number
5.
picks or which
5.
pick?
No, had the which pick? The blank pick.
Six.
I'll
4,
say 5
5, 6,
then.
or 7.
7.
Arif.
Wow. I'm just like shooting blanks, yeah.
All right. And the last question I'm gonna ask
Hey.
is, who was the season's point leader for the Raptors in 2001?
Carter?
Yep.
Carter.
Anyway, Omer did not win that round. It was was he? That was good.
That's
You
bad.
guys, you guys
Way about there.
collectively as a group, you guys have the right answers mostly, and a lot of
Yeah.
context on Raptors history, which is
Everybody
awesome.
gets
Kevin O'Neal.
participation trophies, and the real winning is the friends we made all along, right? So, and
Yes.
actual winnings
But
can be taken
that was the
from
real MVP though.
actual winnings can be taken from Zishan in Texas at your own ticket cost, by the way. So,
All right. Anything
well,
else anyone wants to conclude before we finish the session?
yeah.
Or Raptors go.
Oh, and is anybody gonna say Raps in 6 or something like that? Because this is the time to plug it in.
Oh yeah, this is the perfect time, though. Yes.
Assuming they go to the playoffs, which I don't think they're going to.
Raps in 4. Raps in 4.
Oh man. Who are the Scoot to go,
It's
man?
gonna be a
The
fun
number one
season.
team. The number one team.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway,
Oh, man.
all right, cool. That was a good session. That was fun.
Yeah, no,
Good
honestly,
start.
thank
That
you
was a lot of
guys.
fun. Thank you guys. Appreciate the invite.
Thank you for
Yeah,
organizing
no.
it. Appreciate thanks for putting all the questions together. And Daud, thank you for being a punching bag along with Saad. Saad, you too. Thank you for that as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for
Don't worry,
Saad,
Sure,
Arif,
welcome
Mark.
back to Chai Shai.
Thank you. Yes.
don't worry,
I
Arif,
figured
I'll
it was
get you
part
back.
of the
Yeah.
fine print. Couldn't participate in CST if I wasn't part of the group, so it was a technicality, right?
That's not true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once
Contract terms.
once
bit of a bittersweet moment there for me
episode is
personally,
released, we'll kick you out. Don't worry.
Oh
Thanks,
my
Daud. I
god.
appreciate that.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure Arif is not going to watch this episode.
Yeah, right. I was just
Oh
about
god.
to say that. I was like, Arif, are you gonna watch this? That's a good one. But no, honestly, thank you guys. Appreciate
Yeah.
you
Wait, I have
taking
a
the
question for
time.
you guys then. Do you guys rewatch the episodes?
I do.
Like,
That would probably
I
watch
mean,
this
I
on
edit
next
it.
live.
Dawud has to watch it like 18 times when he's
Yeah,
editing. But
and
Yeah,
what
then
about
Dawood
you,
will
Zishan?
send me. Yeah, then Dawood will send me the copy before it's released.
Hmm.
yeah,
And I have to go through it, double check it, catch anything that needs
yeah,
to be adjusted, and then
Okay.
yeah.
So
So
you
we
guys
end up
Quality
usually watching.
control.
Yeah.
quality review. Wow.
Yes.
Look at
So
that.
no. So their views don't count on YouTube views. Keep that in mind, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually like I usually just share it with him, and then there's usually some changes, so that one never gets uploaded. Like that one doesn't never gets published. Sorry. So then whatever you're seeing is is actual published version. So, but yeah, no, honestly, thanks guys.
you're the real MVP, Dawood. Thank you.
Um, yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in, and honestly, I know there wasn't much I could contribute, but I had fun. So I was not expecting to
Nice,
have this much fun though.
nice. You're now a Raptors fan. Congratulations.
There you go. I'm knighted into it. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Well, yeah, guys,
All right,
take
guys.
care. Alrighty. Inshallah, next time we'll be here with another episode, and yeah, I like this collaboration stuff. Maybe we can pick a different topic and try that next time, inshallah. So,
Mhm.
ready, guys? Till next time.
Please.
No.
Alaikum. Alright.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Alaikum.
Thank
I
you very
said
much,
leaves,
guys.
Arif. I said leaves. Allah
He meant
Hafiz.
he's leaving.
Alright, assalamualaikum.
Leaves.
Bye.
Take care,
Alaikum.
guys.
Take care. Okay.